So this is going to be my first tea and tarot video on this channel. I hope to do them weekly on every Wednesday. So today I couldn't decide what tea I wanted, so I just made two. I have passion tea in here. I don't know if you can see. Maybe I'll do a little vloggy style. This is my passion tea. It's primarily hibiscus, I believe, but there's also things like it's either rose petals or rose hips. Some part of a rose, except I think a rose hip is not even part of a rose. There's orange peel. There might be a little bit of cinnamon. It's primarily hibiscus, right? And then I also have just my classic green tea. It's hard to tell because it's in a green cup, but that's green tea. Anyways, yeah, I'm double fisting it on the tea. Which way is upright? Okay. I'm double fisting it on the tea today. Yeah. So, what is tea and tarot? You might be wondering. Well, it's where I drink tea and I talk about tarot. And not necessarily talk about tarot, but use tarot to talk about things. And so I have my Rider-Waite-Smith, and yeah, we're gonna do some tea and tarot. So today's topic, I wanted to talk about feeling helpless, or losing hope, all of these things that I feel like a lot of people are feeling because of, what's going on in the world right now. A lot of the atrocities that we're seeing and that we're actively, speaking out against and pleading to our governments to stop supporting, yet we almost feel as if there is no change, or our voices aren't being heard. And while it's not entirely true, I feel like slowly but surely the tides are changing, like sentiments are increasingly, growing to reflect what the people feel, but it feels like it's not enough. A lot of people feel helpless. Like all that they're doing in to like speak out and to, plead for change is going unheard. So I wanted to talk to the cards and have the cards help us handle these feelings of hopelessness and what to do in order to persevere. Because, the only thing that's going to ensure that our voices aren't heard is if we become silent. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to ask the cards to, help us with, is how do we persevere despite feeling helpless? So yeah, it's quite a hefty topic to start out on, but it feels important, it feels relevant, and it's something that I need. I need help to keep going, to not shut down when I feel so helpless. Because it almost feels like, what can I do when the action we're taking, the 300,000 people that marched on Washington, like there was no response. You know what I mean? Like how do we keep going? So yeah, that's going to be the first question. Or that's just going to be like, cards, help me out here. Help us out. Yeah, this is what we're feeling. We feel helpless. We feel hopeless. But, we need some guidance. I love when the cards work their magic like that. Let's see, what do you have to say? Okay, we've got a couple cards. Okay, keep marching on, because, victory is imminent. I hope. Okay, we got two cards that came out. Strength and Queen of Wands. Okay. Strength and the Queen of Wands. Well, I think what strength is telling us is, You are strong. And you will continue to be strong despite, you know, whatever it is that is trying to tear you down or trying to silence you or trying to get you to stop or just allow things. You are strong within you. So don't lose sight of the strength that you have, the power that you hold, that we hold as a people, as a collective, as, you know, humans, humanity. That's what we need, more humanity, compassion for other people. And together we are stronger, right? And then what is the Queen of Wands? What is she talking about? Well, it's interesting because we see this lion imagery, right? Lion, Leo, the sun. And then we also have this lion imagery over here on her throne, but we also have a sunflower over here. So what is the sun, right? The sun brings hope, it brings light. And so that's what we need to not lose sight of. Don't lose sight of hope. So yes, hold firmly onto your desire and your will and your ability to inspire, but also hold on to hope. Because through hope, we find strength. Through compassion, we find strength. That's another thing about this strength card, is that she's not taming this lion by force. She's taming the lion through compassion, through petting it, through easing it. So by showing compassion for one another is how we can become stronger. Okay, let's see. What else? Let me take a sip of my tea. Which one should I have first? Let's start with some passion tea. Ooh, still a little hot. What else? Okay. So we got Judgment at the bottom of the deck again, which is interesting. But we've got two more cards that came out. We have the Knight of Wands, and we have the Three of Cups. Okay. So it's interesting, we got two court cards from the suit of Wands. And I think that's important because, so there's 4 different suits in tarot, right? There's Pentacles, which represents earth, tangible things. There is water, or Cups, which represents water, which is emotion, connection. And then we have air, which is swords, which usually is mentality, ideas. And then we have wands, which is fire, which I like to say is inspiration, but it's also creation. But just like how air is ideas, things that aren't tangible, fire, inspiration, is also not a super tangible thing. But the thing about fire is that fire spreads, right? When there's inspiration, when there's fuel, there's when we give energy to the fire, it grows, right? So that's what we need to continue to do. We need to continue to share our inspiration. And remember why we're motivated. We're motivated because of this. We want peace. We want joyful communion. We want happiness. And I want it for everybody. Not just some people, not just white people, not just people in power. And it's so fucked up. Sorry, I'm trying not to get too... But it is. It's so fucked up and it needs to change. Because this is what we want. We want communion. We want everybody to be able to rejoice and be able to share in love and share love, because this is water. We're talking about love. We're talking about connection, emotion. And when we have three of them, they're coming all together. They're enjoying this love together. And what's that going to take? It's going to take us fire of fire, right? So I say the knights are fire. The knights indicate motion, movement, and wands is fire. So we need a fire underneath our fire, right? We need motivation to keep on being motivated. We need inspiration to keep on inspiring. Yeah. March forward against all odds, against whatever it is. Okay, this is pretty. I'm actually going to show you how it looks right now. Okay, I think I'll get one more deck of, or one more, trip to the deck, just to see maybe some final thoughts. Final words. Okay. I think I saw what it was. I can't really tell. But to finish this off, the bottom of the deck is the Page of Pentacles. Okay. So the page, I like to say, is the childlike perspective. When we're talking about the court cards, it goes page, knight, queen, king. So it's, I kind of see it as like a progression in maturity and progression in attitude. Oh, I did not see what the card was. I just saw it at the bottom of the deck. I thought it was something else. Anyways. So yeah, the page is the most childlike energy. It's the most curious energy, but it's also the most immature. It doesn't. It's only starting out, right? This is only the beginning. Oh wow, okay. This is only the beginning of tangible change. And as I removed this card, the next card underneath there was the Eight of Swords. And this whole time that we're fighting against this, oppression, this helplessness feeling, it's going to be hard. It's going to feel like we have like we're not making a change, or it's going to feel like there is no hope. But you got to remember that you're not completely bound. No matter how helpless or hopeless you might feel, I'm glad this card came out, because I always associate this card with feeling helpless, but in all actuality, her legs are not tied. She is free to walk, right? So even if she can't see where she's going, even if she can't feel her way through it, right? She can still walk. So even if it feels like we're fighting in the dark, feels like we, have no ability, we must continue. We must continue to move forward. Move forward and continue to fight for change. Anyways, the card that came out is the Queen of Cups, right? And so I think she's reminding us to focus on love. Focus on the things that connect us as humans, because that's how we're going to be able to make change, is through connection, through community, through coming together, right? So when you feel helpless, seek out community. Talk to other people about how helpless you're feeling. Because they probably feel similarly. And together you might realize, okay, maybe we aren't that helpless. Maybe despite how helpless we feel, we still got to keep going. And we can. We can keep going. We must keep going. Thank you for watching, and here is the final spread.